Hey.
What
Week
is
number
going on?
12.
Week 12, gentlemen. Welcome.
We made it here 3 months ago. Official 3-month anniversary.
Yes.
Is that
Not
is
too
that
bad.
true?
I lied, but it's 12th show. Tom, what's
Happy
going
3
on,
months.
buddy?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show, 1925, the New York Giants podcast. We have a very special guest tonight. I've interviewed him twice before. Before we bring him up, make sure to go check us out on all of our social media channels on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook at 1925, the New York Giants podcast. George, I'll let you take it away. Arguably, the superfan of all New York Giants superfans, the number one superfan. George, why don't you take it away?
Well, 1925 proudly presents Joe Ruback, otherwise known as, to everybody else, as License Plate Guy. And superfan is an understatement. I mean, this fucking guy is everywhere. He's synonymous with the Giants. Welcome to the show, Joe. Uh-oh.
I think your mic's off, Joe. Get that squared away.
What a great introduction, man. I really appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely,
got
man.
it.
Thanks for coming
Thank
on.
you so
Tom.
much.
That's a sick intro too, by the way. That whole montage, whoever put it together, that was awesome.
Tom,
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Really good job.
That was
I need
amazing.
that. I need that with a little license plate guy. Oh my god! And then I'll post it. I love it.
We can make that happen.
Let's do it.
So welcome to the show, Joe. Very happy to have you. We'll call you LPG if that's all right.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, License Plate Guy joins the show, folks. If you have any comments, questions for him or us throughout the show, feel free to comment in the comments section below. Like Prime 0718 just did, saying salute to the G family.
Big prime.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, we do a little.
what do you got?
You got that rum tonight, Nick?
No, vodka.
Nice.
Little Tito and tonic.
You know, Nick's it's Nick's playoffs, so just cheers to everybody.
Ooh.
Love that.
Absolutely, that's awesome.
Might as well start it off right.
So, LPG, why don't you take us back? How did you become a New York Giants fan?
You know what? Like most of us, we don't have a choice, man. You're born and bred into the family. To be honest with you, if your mom or dad or grandmother or grandfather, aunt or uncle, whoever was a Giants fan, you don't have a right to root for another team. Your ass had to be a Giants fan, and my whole family were Giants fans. So, by the time you're able to breathe, your room is decked out, your clothes are decked out, you're being dragged to the games in below temperature when you're 5 years old. Like, again, I think everybody, at least the older crowd, that's how you become a fan. I'm not knocking the new age, but when free agency happened and your favorite players are moving on to different teams and stuff like that, everything kind of changed. But I really believe that you are born and bred into your family.
Tom, what's your old man's team again?
You gotta put me on the spot. The Jets. But
All right, hey,
mom's side
how'd you-
of the Giants.
Best choice
Had you-
you ever made, Tom.
How'd you switch though? Like there had to be somebody in the family, or given your age, like there was a Super Bowl, 91 or something for you, or 42, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that's my team. So something had to switch.
Yeah, it was my grandfather. My mom's side was all Giants fans. My dad's side, more mixed, mostly Jets fans, but
You had no idea when you did it, but you picked the right side, buddy.
2000.
All the Jets fans out there, remember the rent's due next month.
I really, you know what? I feel so. Look, I don't kick the Jets. I don't care. I'm not a Jets hater. Don't like them at all. But I'm not a hater. But oh my God, last night, I don't know. I couldn't sleep 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Whatever. I got on Twitter and saw this thing. I retweeted it. It was Rory has won 2 green jackets before the Jets' last interception.
Jesus.
Not win, not Super Bowl, not anything, just interception. And I was like, oh my God, that poor franchise. And that's coming from someone who has all of us who has absolutely struggled for years.
Oh yeah.
Could be
Well,
worse.
most of my fandom has been a struggle mixed in with
Yeah,
some
that's gotta
really great times too, though.
gotta be tough. That's right. I mean, look, if you're a fan of any team in any sport, unless you're the Dodgers right now, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose more than you're gonna win. You have to be prepared to lose every year, because if you don't win the chip, that's a loss, right? I mean, I would be very happy as a Giants fan going into the playoffs, but I'm just saying, like, normally your butt's gonna lose.
Yeah.
So you get used to it, some more than others.
So LPG, was there a point in your childhood upbringing where you had that moment where could have been a game or a moment in a game where you knew, like, shit, this is my team, like, I got it?
I mean, I was just a little kid, 4, 5, 6 in the 70s when they were terrible. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't remember the absolute horrible days. And by the time I was a preteen, I'm rooting for Phil Simms and Lawrence Taylor and Harry Carson and Jim Burt and Brad Van Pelt, and so I'm good. I'm okay. I got the Big Blue Wrecking Crew. I'm in high school. My team's winning. Obviously, they didn't win a chip until '86. I went with my dad. And again, I'm just a teenager, and I would say then I will tell you a funny story. In 1985, 14, something like that, and a buddy of mine is going to the Giants playoff game in Chicago. He's like, "You want to go?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, Giants are definitely going to win. I'm going." And we took like a bus to a train to the airport. The airport, got off, took another bus to Soldier Field. I froze my butt off. I never experienced cold like that in my life. Giants are marching the opening drive. Rob Carpenter drops the ball. Sean Landeta missed the punt. The rest is history. It was the coldest game of my life. We left in the fourth quarter. And I think that game, I was like, I'm gonna die being a Giants fan. And then next year they won it.
Yep.
Wow.
That's wild. So you go back to that team. Who was your guy though? There was a lot to pick from, but who was your guy? Was it Lawrence Taylor? Was it Carl Banks?
Man, you can't compare anybody. Dude, you guys don't even understand, man. When you went to a Giants game, there were nothing but 56. I'm talking about thousands upon thousands of 56s. It wasn't even, yes, don't get me wrong. I was a huge Simms fan, huge Harry Carson fan.
Bavaro.
But a huge Mark Bavaro fan, but Carl, all of them. Lawrence Taylor was different, man. He was different. And another thing, which is really funny, when you bringing back some really nostalgic stuff for me, when you got a jersey, like I got my jerseys from a place called Cosby's, and they were located in Madison Square Garden. Like there was a store right next to Madison Square Garden, and you would have to order your jerseys, and it would take months. Not days, not weeks. It would take months to get your jerseys to come in. And when you got that, the cool thing is, like I told you before, you could keep that thing for 15, 20 years because you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're
not going anywhere. I think the worst thing that as a Giants fan was like the USFL was trying to take Lawrence Taylor away for the Giants, so in 82 or 83, whatever it was. So having that jersey, and then again, going back to a sea, and I mean a sea of Lawrence Taylor's, he was by far, I think, everybody's player, no matter what, changed the game of football.
Yeah, I mean, I think me and George both have photos of when we were both like 4 or 5 years old. We're wearing those Riddell LT costumes for Halloween and everything.
He really did change the game. I mean, offensive linemen started to get paid. You drafted linemen that never was taking place. And he just took over the game of football. So it was definitely
the blocking schemes changed.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, everything.
Absolutely. And yeah, big fan of his growing up. LPG, do you remember your first game at the Meadowlands? I know we're talking about like a moment you realized like, oh, this is my team forever. I know you really weren't sure about a specific moment, but do you remember your first game at the Meadowlands at all?
Sure. It was opening up against Dallas. I think it was 1976. First game in the Meadowlands. I remember the freaking pro magazine that my dad bought me. Like I remember it. I can't tell you I remember the game, but I remember going to it. I remember it being Dallas. I remember getting the Pro. I remember, getting ready to open up this unbelievable stadium because it was a masterpiece. The swamp. It was great, and yeah, that was it, man. Going with my dad, going with my family to opening day in '76 when they built the stadium.
Was that the 3-stripe helmet year? It was like a one-off year they had.
No, I don't. I think that was earlier. I think I could be wrong, man.
Maybe?
I mean, look, you might be very more knowledgeable than I am when it comes to that, but I don't know. I think it's they weren't very good, by the way, when they first started. But anyway,
they were awful.
it was the '70s, but they didn't have they didn't have this NY. So it was, it wasn't the metallic 75 where it had that line in between the NY.
Yeah, it was short-lived.
I think it was 1 year, I believe. So, and I think it was 1 year before they opened up the stadium.
All right, so transitioning now to more modern times, how did the license plate thing happen?
So look, I knew when I was 11, 12 that I wanted personalized license plates. I knew I wanted Giants. I knew I was going to get it no matter what, which was awesome. I waited 4 years till I was 16. Mom took me to motor vehicles. There was no online anything. And we waited online
You waited in line for 5 hours?
a long time, bro. Long time. And then when I got there, I had the paperwork filled out and Giants was taken. And I was very upset. I was really upset. And it was my mom's idea to put a 1 instead of the I. And I still have it on my card today. So I'm talking 16 to a very long time. And I wore it to, I think my dad dared me to wear it to a game. And I was like, I'm not wearing my license plate. That's stupid. And, you know a dare when you have siblings. They're like, oh, you're not going to do it? You're not going to do it? Anyway, I took a shoelace off my sneaker, put it around my neck, and I think they won the game. And, Giant fans, very superstitious. Yo, you better wear that next week, or you better wear that in 2 weeks. And then I just started, wearing one plate every so often. And then I got like another car, and I was like, oh, man, I have another plate. Oh, my God, look at it. I got 2 plates. This is crazy, 2 plates. And 2 became, 144. But I think not until Super Bowl 42, when Tyree makes the catch, and I wasn't license plate guy. I was oh my God guy, and people are like, oh, I know you're the oh my God guy. I'm like, yeah, you're the guy to wear the plates. And then I guess it just took off from there. And then the birth of social media took off and took my plates on the road. Then I was 10 to 15 plates, and it was pretty cool, and making fans all over the place. And then I think the key, which is really funny, and one year the Giants came over to my seat at that Giant Stadium. Or what it was, Giant Stadium or MetLife? Might have been MetLife. 2010, they just opened, and one of the guys like, here, this was delivered to you. Please don't have your mail delivered to the stadium. And I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And somebody sent me a plate, to Giant, thinking I guess I worked for them. Giants weren't too happy about that, but I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then, so I license plate guy was taking off then, and it's been pretty cool, and it's given me a huge platform to give back to charity and to do some really cool things for fans.
That's so cool. Do you find there's a little bit of pressure now to live up to that persona? Like, are you able to just go to a game and relax now? Or?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Let's put it this way. I can't just say, man, everybody have a really good day today on Twitter. Because, what do you know? What's going on? You know something. So I've battled through that, and then the funniest part about doing something like that, you'll have the other people that say, oh, he doesn't know shit, he's full of crap. And then they're 2 are fighting about what I know when I'm telling you to have a good day. So social media is mind-boggling to me. I love it. Don't get me wrong, it's mind-boggling. I do like the interactions. I really do. I like telling stories like this. I like meeting fans at away stadiums because I almost find it more fun to hang out with Giant fans on the road than I do at home. That makes any sense to you guys?
Enemy territory.
Yeah, and you're right. And all of a sudden, the Giants, when they were winning a lot, all of a sudden the opposing bench became like, behind became like a sea of blue. I miss those days. I really want those back, and I think that's going to happen soon.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
It better.
Yeah, new coach. What did you think of the Harbaugh hire? Did you like it?
I wanted it. I wanted it from day one. I was a big Tomlin fan. He was actually my number one. I cannot lie about that. But when Harbaugh became available, who was it? When Luke missed that that kick, I was like, man, John Harbaugh might be, he might be in play. And I kudos to the Giants and the management for getting it done. Number one. Number two, giving up a lot of say, and they did. And I don't care what anybody says. They gave up a lot of say, and I don't give a crap what the dynamic is between Shane and Harbaugh. You could have this, and I got the last say. I don't give a crap. We all know it's going to be Harbaugh's way, and this is how it's going to run. And everybody, make sure you back me, and we'll have a winning team. And I think that's going to happen.
Oh, that was completely in the details. He will not report to Joe Shane.
Period.
I was like, whoo, that's a little different from Dave's for sure.
So it's different from everybody.
Yeah, no, he's in a class all of his own, especially for modern coaches. I was the same way. I wanted Tomlin when the Steelers were walking off the field and A-Rod was doing his fifth, retirement tour.
Yes,
I was saying this dude might be a Giants coach. It might happen.
And it would have been an awesome hire. I mean, look, he's a leader of men. He would have been incredible. Oh, he doesn't win the big game anymore. Yet meanwhile, the guy wins every single year. I don't even know what that's like. The guy's never had a losing season. Well, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's what penalizes those coaches, though. It's over time when they're in the playoffs every year, but not getting to that next step. That's not good enough for management either. Eventually, it just breaks.
What I tell you, right? If you're not winning the chip, you're a loser.
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks because he's anything but a loser.
So going back to Big Blues fans here, what sets us apart from other fan bases? Obviously, you go all over the country to watch games. I'm a diehard Giants fan since I was 4 years old. I think this is the best fan base, or at least it was at one point. Hopefully, it goes back to what it was. But what sets us apart?
Well, I think right now, we're completely fractured. Everybody goes at everybody. Again, that goes back to social media, which anybody could just attack anybody. So I think what sets us apart is the history. I love when people are celebrating their 50th year or their 40th year or their 35th year or their 60th year. And I'm like, bro, we're in 100, So I believe that the history of the fan base, your video says a lot that you posted. Winning football, by decade, let's say that. I think that sets us apart. But every fan base has their lunatics. Every fan base has their faithful. Every fan base has their problems. But I really believe the history sets us apart.
I agree. Now going back to history, like most recently at MetLife, what do you think of the games there? I personally, when I've been to a few, the crowd is nothing like it used to. It's almost dead a lot of the times. And yes, they haven't given us much to cheer about, but even week 3, when the season was still fresh, me and George were there, the Chiefs against the Giants. And aside from Lawrence Taylor showing up on the Jumbotron, the crowd was dead.
All right. Go back to the Chargers game. How loud was it there?
I wasn't at that one.
It was unbelievable. It was great. But like you said, I mean, what are we really, we're all waiting for the other shoe to drop, which it does. We're all waiting for something bad to happen, which it does. We're all waiting for that injury to happen, which it did. So like people are all of a sudden looking at, oh yeah, it's about time. The Route 4 is going to be packed if we don't leave now. and that sucks, but that is where we are, man. And I am not a realist. I think the Giants win a Super Bowl every single year. So I don't care what anybody says. I'm the worst person to ask. However, man, it's been some stucky football, man.
Yes.
It's been terrible. But I want to answer that, that MetLife question. Winning cures everything. Everybody blames MetLife, but if we were winning, MetLife would be just fine.
Yeah, winning does cure everything.
But I do want a new stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
No, that week 3 game was rough though. They I don't know if you were there, but everybody just by the fourth quarter was screaming, "We want Dart!" Just of how badly Wilson played. It was a rough one to be at, especially in opening.
Hold on a second. Did you say if you were there? Is that what you just said to me?
Yeah, I was going to correct him on that.
Yeah. My bad.
I'm just playing.
You don't know.
We were too busy hanging out with the guy from what was not the Real Housewives of New Jersey. What was that fucking guy's name?
Frank Catania.
Yeah.
Frank, yeah. That's funny. That's funny.
No, that stadium popped with the little LT gimmick. They were doing the Taylor cam.
Yeah.
Looking for Taylor Swift because of fucking Kelsey, and then
Like
LT
Taylor.
smoking.
Yeah, that was awesome with
LT smoking a cigar in the box.
Yeah. The only person that could do it, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what's funny though? There's so many I don't want to say not real fans, but people that just bought a shirt at Modell's the day before and showed up at the game. They're like, "Oh my god, he's smoking up there." I'm like, "It's fucking LT. He can do anything in this place." Like,
yeah, the dude can do whatever he wants there.
Dude, I love that you just dated yourself with Modell's, by the way.
Oh, they're not around anymore, Tom?
No, they're dead.
They're dead?
They're dead. It's only dicks, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh man. So LPG, you talked a lot about LT so far. What's your favorite Giants era you've lived through? Despite all the losing recently, there have been some really good eras of New York Giants football.
I would say Eli Manning era, and the reason being, I mean, are we ever going to see that type of Iron Man again? Are we ever going to see those two amazing Super Bowls, 42 and 46? I absolutely loved my era with LT and Sims. Those who I grew up with, winning in 86 and 91. Good friends with a lot of those players, but I'm going with the 42 and 46 because I was an adult. I had adult friendships with those players, dinners, drinks, whatever, where I couldn't do that, when I was a kid. Winning the greatest Super Bowl in the history of the sport, beating the Patriots, was just unbelievable. Like, nobody gave us a shot, and then to come back 4 years later and do it again, you have to go with that era. You have to. And one of my claims to fame, at least in my own head, is I literally went to every single one of Eli Manning's snaps. Every single one.
That's wild.
And I unfortunately saw him sit when Geno was in Oakland, and like I saw it all. Like, it's crazy. And this is my 26th year coming up. Every game home and away, but to say that you literally saw his first snap to his last snap is crazy.
That is a wild stat that you could say you've seen
Crazy.
snap a player that played that long.
Yeah. Somebody asked me if I was going to do it for Dart, and I'm like, this is my 26th year. It's a very expensive habit I have, and I mean, I hope Dart plays for 20 years and wins 4 chips, but I'm not going to be around for that. I don't have another 20 in me, I can tell you that.
So, kind of touching off the great years, when the years are bad, which they've been predominantly with the exception of 2022, we had a little bit of a playoff run, a little bit of that Vanilla Vic magic for a little bit. As a super fan, I feel like we, the fan base, we look at you. I mean, I know when I'm driving home from a Giants game and I see your live feed, and you're literally doing the same thing I'm doing, except you're vocalizing it. You're just driving. You look pissed off. You're just questioning everything about how do you handle having a lot of losses the past few years, being the super fan, as being one of the guys we look to in the Giants community. How do you keep going even though it's been really rough?
First of all, I appreciate the question. But at the end of the day, I'm literally, like you said, just like you. And you're just like me. That's it. The only reason why you sitting there asking me that question is because I have a following. That's it. We're the same. We root for the same. We get pissed off the same. The only thing I could try and control is not going at people, not taking it to heart as best as I can, knowing that, you know, when the sun rises the next day, you got to get ready for the following week. And that's so cliche. It's just so stupid to say it, but it's really true. Like, Giants got their doors blown off. Okay, tomorrow's a new week. We got to get ready for, you know, Dallas. So trying to set that apart is probably my thing, but I think that comes with age and maturity.
Good answer.
So you've obviously been to a lot of games. What's the wildest thing that's happened to you at a game?
Wow, what a great question. All right, I got a few stories. One, this is actually pretty funny. So one, it's a Giants Dallas game at Giant Stadium, and I'm in section 137, row 7, and there's a really, really loud Dallas fan. He's drunk, and I really want to kill him, but, you know, he gets into an argument with some other Giant fans, and I remember him going to throw a punch, and I like just got in the middle and like grabbed him, like just so he wouldn't throw the punch. It's kind of like a bear hug, and then everybody broke it up. But the next day there was a picture in the paper, and it looks like I crushed him, man. It was the greatest picture I've ever seen. I tried so hard to track that. It was like this, you know, like I was like, I never did anything. I never touched him, but it looked really good though, bro. I don't know. I always go back to that story because it looked like I was like really heated. But anyway,
And you couldn't find the photo?
no, I tried so hard. I called the Daily News like every day for like a month. But the greatest thing, it's very difficult to go to Philly. It's very, very difficult. It's true what they say. You do get stuff thrown at you. You do get pushed around. And if you react, I'm not worried about the guy in front of me. I'm worried about the two behind me. So you just got to keep your head on a little swivel. But the greatest moment of my life was I was able to run around the field after Super Bowl 46, pick up confetti, hug Eli Manning. It is, you know, like mind-boggling stuff. And I will tell you that one of the funniest stories how it happened was Super Bowl 42 ends. I am sitting in the same row as Zach Diassi's family. Decent seats, you know, maybe 10-yard line, 8, 9 rows up, and the game ends, and the security guard is holding the little gate open to go down to the field. And Zach Diassi's family, one by one, is going, and the guy's like, and I'm like this, I'm like, yeah, let's go, boom, 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 high five, and let's go. And the security guard looks at me, and says, let's go. We got to go. I got to close this gate. I'm like, oh, no, I'm not with them. Bro, the dumbest shit I ever did in my life was say that. He literally telling me, let's go. And I'm like, oh, no, that's it. And I never
a better
forget,
man than me.
bro.
I would have been a Diassi in a heartbeat.
I didn't think about it, you know. I didn't think about it. And then 4 years later, for years, I would tell every player, like, yo, if I'm anywhere near your family, when you go back, I didn't know we were going to go back 4 years later. And I became very, very close with Chase Blackburn. So it was Chase Blackburn, it was Meg Blackburn, and it was Tollefson's wife. And when the game ended, they were climbing over the fence to get on the wall, and I remember security saying, "You can't do that." And I'm like, "Stop it! They're with the family. They're with me while I'm climbing over with them." And then I just went crazy. I just ran all over the place.
That is like, how many people can top that as a Giants fan? That is a insane memory. Just
It's real. Honestly, it'll go down as probably my favorite thing ever.
And shout out to Chase Blackburn. I love Chase Blackburn. I just bought his jersey. Probably a couple months ago. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players of all time. Just a cool story. Seems
Actually,
like a great
he coaches now, and he coached for years with the Rams. And now it's funny because I talked to him a couple months ago, and he's like, you know, I'm finally able to come back to your celebrity softball game. You know, I got fired for the Rams, and I'm like really sorry you got fired. I'm so happy you're coming back to the game. You know, like I only had him for 1 year, you know, and then 2 months ago, whatever, he got picked up by Atlanta, and I'm like, shit. He will not be at the game.
Wow. Nick, did you get 93 or 57? Which one did you get?
I got 93. I found it on eBay. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's crazy. Yeah. People forget like he had that pick 6 his rookie year, and then I think he messed up his neck, right? The exact same
Yeah,
thing.
he had a bad neck, but still nothing will, you think about Chase Blackburn and you will immediately think about Gronkowski. So that's it.
Yeah. Craziest interaction you've had with another fan, LPG. I know you mentioned
Man, I thought you were going to say player. I'll give you both. Yeah, I'll give you both. Play, fan, Eagles.
Yeah.
Bad stuff. But again, you have to be really careful. You think you're tough. It's not the person you're fighting that you have to worry about.
Right.
And I don't condone fighting, and I don't fight at games. I think it's dumb. I really do. But even interaction, I should say, not fighting. In the interaction you're having, just keep your head on a swivel. But some bad stuff in Philly. Trying to think fan wise. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, I try and keep it. There's some yelling and screaming on opposing fans, but that's it. Player wise, it's right before Super Bowl 42, so maybe the year before that, 05, somewhere around then, and I'm walking through the lobby of a hotel, and somebody screams out, "Hey, boy!" And I do not react because I definitely don't think it's talking to me.
Right.
And he yells it again, "Hey, white boy!" Again, yeah, you're definitely not talking to me. And one more time at the top of his lungs, "Hey, white boy, I'm talking to you." And I turn around and it was Brandon Jacobs. And I'm like, "Me?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you, man." And friends for life after that. He said, "Who the hell are you? You go to all these games. I see you behind me. Let me buy you a burger." Went into the restaurant or the hotel. We watched college football on Saturday. He went to his meetings. After the meetings, he came back out. We had some drinks at the bar. And I was babysitting his infant kid a month later.
Wow.
Who's bigger than him now?
He is a wild, very nice dude.
Yeah,
And a great family.
This kid's a big dude.
I've only stood down next to him once, and what a gigantic human being.
Yeah, who's talking about Braden over there? That's who I babysat for. Braden. Now he's 6'7", 340, I think.
Wow.
Something like. Yeah, I actually just pulled up his photo the other day to show a comparison with him next to Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah, he's bigger than Dexter. And by the way,
small.
By the way, Dexter is a monster.
Yeah,
he's a monster.
So, what are your thoughts on Dexter recently? The trade request? Do you think it's just a little bit of?
Listen, I didn't have him back for the celebrity softball game. I didn't think he would take it to heart and ask for a trade, but I guess that's what he decided to do. Look, he's been trying to get this done for a couple of years, so I could see it from his side.
It's just tough to try it on a year where his production was so down. It's hard to really sell you. I mean, I know he's a great player. I love Dexter Lawrence. He's one of my favorite current Giants, but I was a little taken back by it. I was just
let me ask you something. He tried it for the last 2 years. His production wasn't down when he tried it. He was top of his game 2 years ago, right?
No, but the Giants the Giants will make you wait for that money, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So when is it a good time?
No,
and supposedly Connor Hughes reported he wanted 30. Connor came back on Twitter and said he never said that, but $30 million a year? Oh my God, I would miss him tremendously. He's an absolute huge body that commands a double, maybe triple team. But I'll take a player back and 2 draft picks. I might do that, man. I might.
No, I agree. It is a lot of money, and it's you know what it is. You get so involved with this team, especially when they weren't winning. You kind of feel bad for him. And Dexter is one of the guys I really felt bad for because
agreed.
Along with Saquon, he is a generational tackle, and the team just cannot get it done right around him. But I want him to stay. I hope not for $30 million. I hope there's some wiggle room in the middle. But
just pay him up front. Get it off the book somehow. Give them some guaranteed and get it done. I agree.
So, totally changing gears. How did the charity softball game come about?
Great question. Losing. The Giants were not giving me my fill of football. I started to switch gears to hang out with my Giants fan friends, guys like you, and I needed to do something else because my season was over in October, November. So I did this breast cancer awareness tailgate at a local supermarket and made $3,000, and then in 2 hours for some breast cancer awareness place near my house. And I'm like, this is great. I think I found my niche. And the next year I asked Odell, 2015, if you want to do a softball game. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. And we didn't know what the hell we were doing. I mean, I'm a phys ed teacher and I could put everything together, but I didn't know we have to go get sponsors and stuff like that. But we had a hell of an event. And then Landon Collins for the next 4 years, then Dexter, and now Brian. And to sit here and tell you guys that I've raised, $250,000 in charity from these games is unbelievable to me. Like, that's unbelievable, guys. Like, you don't understand. Like fandom aside, raising money for charity is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And you get to do it with something that you love. You get to be, it's really cool.
I mean, let's be honest. They're like, oh, LPG, what do you get out of it? And I'm like, dude, I'm playing softball with 100 Giants. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I get out of it? I was pitching to Eli Manning. Tom Coughlin was watching him hit. Are you kidding me? So yeah, that's what I get. I'm just like you guys when it comes to that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when Eli came to the event, I almost cried.
Wow. What LPG? What cause or organization is this event supporting specifically?
So this year is Hype for Life, and it is run by Brian Burns' brother, whose son has autism. And Brian Burns does a lot for his nephew. And I became good friends with Brian Burns' brother. And I said, hey, Stanley, who, by the way, was drafted by the Panthers.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, Stanley McGlover. And I said, Stanley, I was like, you think if Brian would like to do a celebrity? So, hell yeah, LPG, let's do it. That was it. And that was, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months ago. And I haven't gotten sleep since.
So, how many current or former Giants are typically going to be at the event, just so people know?
So this game pits the current team versus the 42 and 46 champs. I normally get anywhere between 80 and 110.
Nice.
The Giants, when they put on an event, they don't get 80 to 110. So that's what I really like. Like, look, I give you an example. My favorite thing was, when was Barkley drafted? 18. I had 22 Giant running backs come for him.
Oh, no shit.
So when mind-boggling. Barkley's sitting there in the family room. Fans are coming in. We're eating. And I have 22 Jacobs and Bradshaw and Tiki Barber and Hynoski and Madison Hedgecock and Tony Galbraith and, Lee Roussan and Otis Anderson. 22 running backs came just for him.
Holy smokes.
That's crazy.
It was awesome. I mean, it really was pretty awesome. And, having the likes of Tom Coughlin, like I said, and Eli and Justin Tucker, Victor Cruz, and OC came one year. And just, that means a lot to me. And maybe, I don't care whether they're not coming for me. They're coming to see their old teammates, their old Super Bowl champs, and that's good enough for me.
That's so cool. Is there anybody on that field that surprised you about how good they were at baseball too? I mean, I know you're dealing with professional athletes, but who was the guy that stood out in that way?
2, the 3, all home run derby champions. Davis Webb, monster. Nick Gates put the softball out of the stadium.
Oh, no shit.
And Wandell Robinson, like 25 home runs.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah. Wandell was on fire, bro. Wandell, the greatest thing of I can't. It's just so funny. It came to my mind. So Wandell hits the 25th. He's done. He crowned him champion. And when you get a suite at my event, I try and bring up players to the suite. I mean, look, I can't put on a game unless we have money for it, right? So Wandell goes up, and on his way up to the suite, he runs into a bunch of kids, and he's signing autographs on his way up. And one kid's like, "Yo, can I rock paper scissors for your cleats?" Wandell's like, "Let's go!" Like. He lost, and he went the rest of the day barefoot. He gave the kid his cleats, and went up to the suite and came back down barefoot.
Hey Tom, can you put up the poster for the event just so we could, while we're talking about it, people could see it?
Absolutely. So in the middle here.
Yeah, it's really cool. Look, I try to make the game very affordable. We used to have $20 tickets. Now we're at $45, which I still think is not so bad if you're a family of 3. It's something that I don't love. I love to keep the tickets at freaking $10. But to be honest with you guys, you're never, ever, ever, ever going to go to a Giants event and get more signatures and meet more players than you are at this event. I don't care what you think you're going to. You have no idea until you're there. Players go into the crowd. It's not even an autograph session. Players just go into the crowd. Dude, JPP, the second year I ran it, the Landon Collins one, JPP sat on the dugout and signed 300 autographs. He sat there for like 2 hours. It didn't move.
That's crazy.
DeVito, who I love, he came last year. He had to go. He just came to say hello and show his support. He wasn't even going to go to the field. He just came to the family room, went over to the dugout, signed for an hour, and then left. Didn't play. He had somewhere else to go. But it's stuff like that like brings the class out in guys. I really, really appreciate stuff like that.
And who are some of
Go ahead.
who are some of the lead sponsors of this event, LPG? Anyone specific? I know Clover Stadium. I've done a few games there, play-by-play games, so I've been there. But do you have any specific sponsors?
You know what? No one's actually asked me about sponsors. That's funny, Tom. I mean, I normally hit some friends. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I need this, I need that. I definitely search out my friends, and I try not to put them in an awkward position. But a couple of my friends own glass companies, WW Glass, Twin Glass. Those are sponsors. My friend Denise Dalton, who, if you guys follow me, when I do a raffle, she buys raffles every single week from me. Whether she wins or not, she's buying for the charity. She became Denise Dalton and family. But then I have, Welch's Fruit Snacks gave me like thousands of pounds of freaking candy to put into everybody's bag, and people at the gates, the Goat Apparel, putting shirts in the players' bags and throwing some money our way. Like there's a lot of sponsors that go in. Look, guys, most people don't realize this. I fly half of the old former team in. So I fly them in, cost service to and from the airport, put them up at a hotel, cost service to and from the game, and cost service back to the airport to go home. That alone is thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars. And then you have the uniforms. If I can't get them donated or sponsored, or Brian Burns, hey, look, you're sponsored by Nike. What do you got? What do you got from Nike? Come on, what's going on? Sometimes it's not in their contracts. We have to buy them. It could be $8,000 to $10,000 just for two uniforms for both teams. It's $100,000 event, and if you don't get sponsors, you're screwed. However, I have a sponsorship deck, and I make it very not affordable. The reason why I'd rather keep your tickets low and the sponsorships high, because let's say Tom takes a sponsorship which starts at $5,000. There's a lot of money. I mean, it goes all the way through to the to the John Harbaugh, which is funny. The John Harbaugh is $100,000. That's a title sponsor. No, I never got one yet. But anyway, if Tom takes a sponsor at $5,000, I'm bringing Tom onto the field during dodgeball. He's meeting all those players. So my goal is I don't want 100 people giving me $100. I want Tom giving me $5,000.
Right.
So I keep it less people on the field. Tickets are affordable, and then every single cent goes to the charity.
So speaking of the charity, Can you how do I word this? Kind of tough. Can you share a story that maybe demonstrates the impact of the event?
How about a prior event, because it's the first time with Hype for Life?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty awesome question. So the first couple of years I did it for Tom Coughlin J Fund. So you can imagine, that their whole mission is to make sure that the family struggling with kids with cancer don't pay for a thing. So could you imagine 1, 2, 3, 4 kids that we were able to pay every single one of their bills? Every single one of them. And then we went into St. Christopher's Inc. That was a school for troubled youth. We bought every kid a laptop in that school.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Every single kid. It's stuff like that you just can't beat it. And not supposedly, so Stanley is building this autistic farm, and it's probably going to cost $1 million. But it's going to have horses and all kind of rooms for autistic children. And my goal I set for between 40 and 60, and I think I'll be able to obtain that this year. But we're going to see. But every bit helps. I mean, $40,000 to $60,000 pays for a lot of hay.
Sure does.
That's so cool. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it makes everything you've done worthwhile to just know the platform you're on. You can help so many people. That's really awesome.
That's it. Like just like I told you, all of us, all 5 of us, same fan, the same fan. The only thing that makes me different is a little bit of a platform, and at least I do something good with it. That's it.
Yeah.
100%. Your platform's impressive. I mean, I'm sure every team has, like, I think Philly's got that no shirt Dom or whatever. He's kind of
the big belly dude.
Yeah. I mean, we all, the Raider guy with the horns or whatever. You're like the most, in my opinion, I know I'm biased, but you're the most noticeable. You know what I mean? You're definitely in the TV shot the most. That's for
hair, bro. It's the hair. You know what, George? Actually, you just made me think about something, man. You asked me. Who asked me about the interaction with a fan? But it doesn't matter.
I think it was you, George.
E-Rock is I think he's called Mighty E-Rock. Is a super fan for the Eagles. When I used to rock that Super Bowl 0 jersey, do you guys remember that?
Oh
yes.
That was the best.
So I used to rock that jersey for 13 years in Philly. 13 years. When they finally won the Super Bowl, I put that jersey up for auction. E-Rock and a bunch of Philly fans and the Eagles, they wound up making $10,300. They donated it to Tom Coughlin J Fund. That jersey made $10,300. And you can look it up. You have a computer right now, look up Super Bowl 0, Giants Super Bowl 0 jersey. They burned it at the opening game the next year, where the fire department was there, everything. And I remember they invited me to the game, and I was like, bullshit, you're gonna want me to put the jersey on when you burn it. I'm not going. And so the interaction with that was just unbelievable. $10,000 for a jersey.
That was the 4th and John tailgate, right?
Yes,
Something like that.
That's correct. Are you looking at it? Because it's pretty. You have a picture of them burning the jersey?
See if technology.
Zero people jersey, whatever.
That was one of my favorite jerseys, though.
Me too, man. Me too.
Yeah.
Then,
No, I can't find a picture at the moment.
Nick
but-
Foles had a different idea, but
Yeah, I think it's Giants or Philly Eagles Super Bowl 0 jersey that it comes up, but whatever. It was but stuff like that is when you know that you want to hate the other fan base, but sometimes you come together for some good shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Tom Coughlin, in my opinion, an absolute Giants legend. Who would you consider? What is your Mount Rushmore? Your top 5 Giants players of all time?
Top 5 players. Taylor. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go Spider Lockhart. I never saw those guys play. It's not. I mean, I could go Mel Hine. It's not fair to to be Rosie Brown.
Frank Gifford.
You know, right. I think Frank Gifford should be number one, but I wasn't around. I only heard stories from my dad. So we have to start in the 80s, let's say. And when you're talking about that, you're definitely talking about, you know, Lawrence Taylor and Phil Simms should be on there. I know you're going to laugh, but Tiki Barber is close. Whether he makes it or not, I don't know. He's just an absolute animal of a running back. He was the bright spot on some terrible freaking teams. Eli Manning is on there. Matt Dodge is on there. Just kidding. So, shit, Jeff Fiegels might even be on it. No, not really. But, you know, Carl Banks would have to be on there. I think Carl Banks was not just as good, but he would have been the LT if there wasn't an LT. So, you know, I have some Harry Carson, one of my favorite players ever. Yeah. You know? I mean, look, you could really just do a Mount Rushmore of the Crunch Bunch.
I know.
To be honest with you. So, you know, those guys, all of them.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Any comments from the class there, Tom?
We do have a few comments. Giants fan 41 says go Big Blue. A couple comments as well.
Drink that.
Yeah. And draft coming up in 10 days, right? Are you going, LPG?
Salute.
You know it.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a secret. Don't tell anybody. OC is gonna be there. I wonder if he's gonna announce a pick.
Ooh.
Interesting. Big Brewer sending love from Arizona. That's James Brewer. Is it former
yeah. So Brew is my man.
Who do you want the Giants? Who are you thinking the Giants are going to pick up in the draft in the first round?
What up, Lynn? I do not want Love. I rock the shit out of his jersey, but don't want him at 5. He is the best player in the draft.
Yeah.
So don't want him at 5. I think the Giants should trade down, pick up a crazy good lineman. But I would be extremely happy with Styles. I think his footwork is unbelievable. I would be over the moon with Downs. But as far as a Tate, a Love, I think I trade down a little bit and get some more picks.
I would probably do the same thing, right? Because we don't have a third round pick, I think.
We don't have a second round.
We don't have a second round pick. That's what it is.
Yeah, we gave that up for Dart last year.
Right, and I have to be honest with you. If I could get a second round pick back, or move it down a little bit and picking up who's that lineman I wanted? Shoot.
Offensive?
Yeah.
Besantis.
You
thinking first round?
Yeah, but lower. Not with the M, not the crazy tackle.
Are you thinking
Foss? Is it Foss? Shit.
Spencer Fano?
No, Fano.
Fano?
I think Fano. Dude, could you imagine slating one of those guys in here with Thomas? Get out of here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you might be able to slide Illuminor into guard as well, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, look,
some flexibility.
We gave him that money, let him go be a tackle, but let's fill that line, man. Let's fill that line. There was a time where years back, I don't know if you guys remember when I made those shirts, 9-man. We had 9 picks. We wound up to have 11 picks that year. Yeah. I wanted 11 linemen.
I think I'm
not joking. I want 11 linemen.
I don't know if you remember. I know you hopped on a lot of shows. I think me and my old co-host Sam interviewed you like right before that. I remember you saying 9-man on the show. So
I wound up making shirts and I was giving them away. That's how much I wanted.
11.
9-man.
And 11 picks.
That's right. We had 11 picks.
Back.
We went in to the draft with 9, and I remember we got 2 more. I don't know what happened, and I was like, "All right, 11 men."
Yes, absolutely. Before we let you go, LPG, we appreciate your time. We do want to plug in one more time the Brian Burns Celebrity Softball Game, May 30th, 2026. Is there a specific time people should be showing up if they want to go? Or is it
look, you'll find all of that on spidergame.com, SPIDAGAME.com, spidergame.com. but you could show up, tailgate in the parking lot. It's a regular stadium. This stadium is gorgeous. Clover Stadium is unbelievable. So because
The
you
new
announced
turf.
the games there. And by the way, it's turf now.
Yeah, I saw that. So
Yeah, it's
I work
unbelievable.
for
So
Stacks. So yeah.
So the tailgate could start at 11, 12 o'clock. Gates open at 2. I have 100 table card show rocking, which is sick. If you're into cards.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be my kryptonite.
Yeah. The gates open at 2. Dodgeball starts at 5. Home run derby around 6. And around 7:15, the game.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys so much, man. I had a good time on here.
Yeah, no,
Hey,
awesome stuff.
can we keep you on for about 20 more seconds just to
Do it up.
just to plug our next not next week's show show in 2 weeks. So
course.
1925. All right, we've been doing this for 3 months. We've had Leonard Marshall, Perry Williams, Mark Collins, Gary Reasons. May 6th, 6 p.m., super early, which kind of sucks, but we'll figure it out. Guess who it is? Do you have any guesses, LPG?
6 p.m. So it's a former player. Because he's got to go to bed early. I'm gonna go with. Don't tell me. Is it a former player?
It is.
I'm gonna go with. So you're hyping it up already, which I love. I'm gonna go with Ahmad Bradshaw.
Super ironic answer. But, Tom, why don't you show him? Boom. Carl Banks.
CB. Big CB. Look, do me a favor. Make sure you talk a lot about Starter, and he'll be very happy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, 100%.
He's one of the nicest dudes around. And I'm really excited for that show. I might tune in for that one, guys.
No, absolutely. We'll send you the link. LPG, we appreciate you.
thank you,
We know
man.
you're very busy, so we do appreciate you hanging out this long with us. It means a lot to us. And, we want to give back to the Giants community as well. I know we're all interested in attending the softball event. So, hopefully we could communicate about that at some point. And
Yeah, sure.
cheers to that.
Yeah, I hope you all come. And look, little words of advice for you guys. When you're first starting out, it is tough. Your numbers might not be where you want it to be. Do not stop grinding. If you got 5 people that check in or 500, talk to those people. And I will tell you that if I have any words of wisdom, the hate that you receive, because you will, because when you're good, you get it. Please know that they're not hating you for you. All right. They're hating you because they just don't want you to do it either. That's it.
Right.
They don't hate you. They don't want what you have, but you shouldn't have it either.
Mhm.
Go right past that and keep driving.
Thank
man.
you, LPG. We hope you have a
Yeah.
great rest of your evening. And cheers. Let's go,
See you guys
Giants.
later, man. Thank you so much.
Thank
Go
you.
Giants.
Appreciate you.
License plate guy, everybody.
He was great, man. He was great.
He was.
Yeah,
Next
so-
week, draft show. I know we got to go quick. Next week,
Yeah.
draft show. The draft, the football draft will be on for the entirety of the first round in some capacity.
We're doing 7:30, 8. Did we decide yet? 7:30?
7:30 was a good spot. Yeah. Get our feet wet. But the week after that, Carl Banks.
Very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just locked it in today. I'm excited for the 6 p.m. time. I think it's a great time. I can go to bed at a reasonable hour. I know I'm the old
Any
guy.
other comments real quick from the class, Tom, or did we get through all of them?
Yeah, we had a few. I know we're trying to do what we can with them on. Tudo saying salute
Hey,
and respect to
Ooh.
Big Tommy and LPG and all the diehard Giants fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire club spring camp in Italy. They're in Italy tonight. Nice.
he didn't say greeting. Me and you, Nick.
Oh, you didn't say greetings.
Fuck us. We've only been here for 12 weeks, Tudo.
Shout out to you, Lindsay. Appreciate you watching
Absolutely,
tonight.
Lindsay.
You're
Thank you, Lindsay.
awesome.
Hope you
Big Lou.
enjoyed.
Please slap all boys, losers out of here. What about Makai Lemon?
My Lemon. Yeah. We all fucked up not mentioning him.
Yeah. He's a young talented receiver with a lot of potential. I don't know if he's the best fit.
I think we're forgetting we still need a little help in that room. I know Mooney, don't get me started, Nick, but we need a little spice in there.
No, I'm right there with you. I mean,
No, I know you're a big Mooney guy, but
With
I just think he's underrated. But if
He
we
is.
can grab somebody in the top 5, depending on who's there,
you need
where do we
a
go?
guy who's going to push the rest of them. You know what I mean? The guy that's going to get high cut, the guy that's going to get Slayton thought about. You know what I'm saying? You need the guy that's going to really compete for that spot.
That's true. We don't need one in the first round, though. I don't think
No,
we
no, no.
take one in the first round because we have bigger
No.
fish to fry in the trenches
100%.
and at corner, linebacker, offensive and defensive line. So I do think a receiver could be an option on day 3, maybe even late day 2 if the Giants do make a trade back and accumulate more draft capital. But I think the Mooney and Austin signings are in preparation in the event that they don't get a receiver early in this draft, that those two can easily step up and be 2 and 3. In fact, I'll go out on a limb right now. I don't care what Slayton's getting paid. He's wide receiver 4. Unfortunately.
I agree.
Yeah, he's
You know?
kind of earned it at this point. I mean, seems
Insurance
like a
for
good
injuries, though. Always need a little.
Absolutely. Well, it's the contract. They can't do anything with him this year. He's got to be on the team. But you think he's playing over Hyatt?
Oh, yeah.
Hyatt playing
Oh
over him?
yeah.
Slayton,
Oh fuck yeah.
no,
God.
Slayton over Hyatt any day of the week. I'd take all of Slayton's drops over Jalen Hyatt's bum ass.
Slayton's played more meaningful football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Meaningful downs. You know what I mean?
Even last year, he had a lot of drops. But it was Philly, and I
Buns.
don't remember the other game. He had 2 games where they were bullshit pass
Fuck
interference
Philly.
calls, where they were touchdowns. So I mean,
Dilly.
he had some good moments too. It's just
He did.
they were called back.
I want to look. I want to readdress this comment because the Giant is this the. I don't know if you're still watching, James, but the Giants used to have a player named James Brewer. I wonder if this is him.
I don't know. It might be.
Yeah, if you are James Brewer, or if you're
hard telling,
not,
not known. Give us a like.
thank you very much for tuning in. And folks, we appreciate you all watching tonight. Make sure to leave a like, give us a thumbs up to spread the algorithm and to give us more, George.
Reasons to believe.
Correct. There you go.
He's like this all the time.
I'm trying to
License plate guy.
I'm trying to look up the chapter on how to properly close a podcast, but here we are.
Here we are, right? I think signing off is our most difficult thing to do. So LPG was awesome tonight. Draft show next week, 7:30 p.m. Carl Banks, May 6th at 6 p.m. Shout out George Bristol. You really
No, shout out to Knicks. We'll tell that story at another time.
all right. I was about to say that might be an after dark story or a show or a story during the draft show potentially. Any final thoughts, fellas?
Thank you, everybody. 3 months in, I cannot express how happy I am with everything. And thank you to my co-hosts, Nick and Tom, who I have to put up with throughout the week. Grueling conditions, always yelling at me, always demanding more from me, and never really giving me credit until
Tom, I believe it's something along the lines of George always demanding a lot from me and you, while he's the stir that what do you the straw that what?
the straw that stirs the drink, brother.
Oh, that's it.
Me and Reggie.
Speaking of drinks, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have
See
a good
next
night.
week.
Thank
Fuck
you.
the Cowboys.